when it comes to the question regarding corporates, that students pass out and then they serve the same corporations that are directly or indirectly responsible for much of the tragedy today unfolding on this planet. Well, the answer should be obvious. Before the students sit for their placements, there has to be a sufficiently long workshop or a trimester long course that deals with the various industries and if needed takes up case studies pertaining to the regular employers. Why not? Don't we take up case studies that deal with specific companies? But there we want to know how well they are doing in their marketing strategy, how their SHRM is proceeding, or what kind of cost accounting or financial management systems do they use. We should also have case studies that take up, for example, their environmental record. Students should know the firm that they are opting for, to what extent is it life friendly? To what extent is your employer consciousness friendly? Students should know that. But that kind of case study is neither written nor taught, whereas that should be a very important thing. It is very possible that if you open up the entire kundali of a very lucrative employer, the employer might have to return empty-handed from the placement cell. Or maybe I am just being wishful. Maybe the students would still go for that company in spite of knowing everything.
Yeah, I mean, I was coming to that, the conflict of interest, my career goal versus how, to what extent I can actually accommodate the organization that is involved.
You see, in an ideal sense, obviously you should not spend a second at an improper place. But then life is not ideal. Ideas are just thoughts. We might seek freedom from all our constraints, but our immediate fact is that we are operating within constraints. So, with all your honesty, and only you can answer it fully, with all your honesty, try your best to use your constraints in a way that your constraints are loosened. Right now I am speaking in constraints. My fellow professor, my friend here, he too is speaking in certain constraints. We started at a specific time. We'll have to end at a specific time. And there are 1,000 other practical and worldly constraints at every moment, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. The goal therefore has to be to operate in a way within your constraints that you make your way out of the constraints. As they say, if you are lost in a thick, dark jungle, what do? You'll have to move within the jungle.
Within the jungle.
But you have to move within the jungle in a way that takes you out of the jungle. The jungle is there, we cannot wish it away. At the same time, we cannot turn this into an alibi. What do? I was born in a jungle. So all my life, I just kept wandering in the jungle. That's a poor excuse.
Okay, so last thing, this dehumanization, which starts from the family, institution of family, where the family only conditions the child, saying you only belong to these people. Then goes to the education, where he is constantly told you have to only work for yourself. And then when he comes in that kind of a state, it's like very difficult to even realize for that person to what extent the conditioning has gone into.
No, then the ones who have realized must try to make it easier for the ones who have not realized but have the potential to realize. Right? Yeah. So obviously, the way the child is born and brought up, it is very difficult for him to just know on his own. We said a while back that even if you live for 1,000 years, Vidya will not automatically come to you. You will have to put in dedicated effort. But then if there are people who have begun opening their eyes to whatever extent, it is then their responsibility to create conditions in which the child, the next child born, has it easier than they had. So create institutions, modify our habits,
Curriculum.
the curricula. There is so much that the child goes through.
Yeah.
Try taking care of it. There is no other way. There is no other way. Otherwise, the system is very much a closed and self-contained one. The cycle of ignorance will continue for 1,000,000 years, and there is nothing within the cycle that will disrupt it. Right? It can just continue. You have tribesmen who have been living in a particular way, completely unchanged, since the beginning of civilization.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. The indigenous people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And not only have they not changed, many of them actively and very aggressively resist any external contact. If you want to get in touch with them, you will be met with bows and arrows.
Yes.
So that's the way of Prakriti, physical nature. The responsibility, therefore, belongs to those who have begun knowing. Those who do not know are also free of responsibility.